In addition to using charts and graphs to make your data storytelling a little bit more compelling and communicative, we can use illustrations to then bring a point home. So we look at this particular chart, we can see here we have a low point and then we have a high point here. And I really want to sort of bring that home so people can really see it and also want to communicate maybe through text boxes and shapes. So what I'm going to do now is go over here to my contextual tab of format, and you'll notice here there's this grouping here called insert shape, and I click on this little drop down and you can see there's lots and lots of options here. So if I really want to highlight one of those low points there, I can go ahead and take this arrow and then very simply just drag my mouse to then point at it just like that. And now I get a new contextual tab called shape format that's going to allow me to adjust, let's say for example, the thickness to make it a little bit more visual. I can do that. Let's go ahead and change the color of it. Go back to shape outline. Let's make that red so it really stands out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add on a text box. So you can see here is a text box right here. And if you don't see it, or if you want to see it from another way, you can do it from that exact same place from format. And then notice that inside the insert shape grouping is also this little text box. So very simply now I can draw out the box for it. And I'm just going to say needs training. And then of course I can highlight all my text, make that bigger, and people can really see that there. Very nice. So now we are communicating something. Let's try that in a slightly different way. I'll go back over to here to my chart, click on format, and this time I'm going to go ahead and put in an arrow. It's going to be a block arrow. I'm going to put some text inside of it. So now here is my block arrow. I'm just going to go ahead and draw that out. And then I'm going to put some text directly inside of my arrow itself. So I'm going to double click inside there, and then I'm just going to say, nice job. And then of course I can highlight all that and then make it bigger, make it bolder, change the color, do whatever you want to do inside there. Great, now we can see that there. And of course, this text and the graphic moves along with it. I also have the ability to then rotate this if I want to. I also have the ability to manipulate this shape with these little yellow circles if I want to. Make that a little bit kind of a bigger nose, maybe a little more narrow stem. You can see that, very nice, very easy to do. And you also have the ability to go to the regular insert tab if you want to, and then bring in your illustrations such as icons. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to highlight my chart, go back over to here to insert, illustrations, and then you can see here as icons, and then very cool, I can bring in all kinds of different things here to really communicate what I want to communicate through icons. So I'll just go ahead and choose one at random. There's a nice little victory leap. Click on insert. I'll go ahead and move this over here, and you can see now I've dressed up my chart a little bit with a little bit more visual interest. So you can see how effective it can be to add on some more graphics to your charts that already have some nice elements to it, but you want to be communicative either through words or other kind of illustrations or icons. You can see again how effective it can be, but also hopefully how simple it can be. In this lesson, we're going to look at two different charts and how we can link up titles to data that's already inside of a chart. So in other words, I want to take this title here and link up to the title that's here. So currently I just have this generic word title here, and then for my pie chart, I just have this generic word total, and I want it to say sales by rep Q1. But if this changes, I want it to synchronize so this changes, and the same thing for my column chart. So how do I do that? Well, very simply, I'm going to go ahead and click on where it says title, go over to here to the top to my formula bar, and then very simply just type out the equal sign, and then go to the source of the data. I'm going to go over here to monthly sales data, and then just click on A2 where that lives, and you can see here it is, equal sign, and then it then links up to A2 within this particular worksheet, and then just hit enter. And now you can see there that is. Now, if I change my original data set, let's go back to my monthly sales data tab. And I'm going to say sales by rep, and then I'm actually going to change this to an ampersand, right? And then I'm just going to say Q1, just like that. I hit enter. This has changed. And now when I go over to my chart, because it's linked up, this is also going to change. Really nice. Let's go and do the same thing now to our pie chart data. This now just says total, and then very simply now I select the text box, go over to here to my formula bar, tap on the equal sign, click on A1, and notice how this is actually a merged cell, and it's still going to work even with merged cells. I'm going to hit enter, and you can see there that is. And if I change this now to, let's say Q2, this will now change automatically. In this lesson, we're going to talk about how to format our chart. Now, when we click on the chart again, we're going to see how we have these two contextual tabs. One is for chart design and another one is format. So just recall that the word format essentially just means the look and feel of something. So when I click on format, you'll see that I have all of these shape style options here. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that. You can see shape styles, and then you'll also notice I have the option to insert shapes and even do some word art styles. We're going to focus mostly on the shape styles as well as potentially bringing in some individual shapes that might be important for you to be a little bit more communicative about your data. So let's go ahead and now let's just change this purple bar to something else. So when I choose just any one of these columns, you'll notice that every single one of them gets changed. You'll notice that every single one of the columns gets selected. So when I go over to here to my shape fill, you'll notice that when I click on the drop down, I can now change this to a different color. So I'm going to go ahead and choose orange for this. And now notice how every single one of them get changed. Pretty neat. I just select one. But what if I really wanted to highlight one? I really wanted everybody to notice one in particular. So instead of clicking once on one of these columns, I'm going to do a very kind of slow motion double click. So when I click once on this, notice how every single one of these gets selected. But when I click on it again, notice it gets isolated. And this is the one I really want people to notice about. So I click on shape fill, and this time I'm going to make it really stand out with this kind of bright red color, and I really want people to notice that. And how about this one? I'm just going to go over here to Capobianco. But one thing I want you to notice about Capobianco is that because I changed the color of every single one of them, you will notice that even in my legend, it gets changed, right? So you see that, Capobianco, 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 etc. It ultimately updates it within the legend. Pretty neat stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead now and do that same exact thing. I'm going to make this one kind of bright yellow. So again, I do a kind of a slow motion double click, come over to here and make that bright yellow. Very good. Now that's standing out. Now, if I ever wanted to do something graphical to say, hey, listen, you know what, great job, and hey, needs improvement, I can very easily do that from my Format tab. And I come over to here to my Insert Shapes. And then if I click on this little drop down here, you will see that I have all kinds of different shapes I can now add to this. Now, here is a text box, and here is also an arrow. Now I'm going to use a combination of both of these. So first of all, it's going to be a text box. I'm just going to click and drag to make some room for some text. And I'll say, great job, Cap. Okay, great. And then just like anything else, I can bold that, make it bigger, whatever I like. And then I'm just going to put a little arrow. So again, I select my chart, go over to here to Format, and then this time I'm just going to do an arrow right from here, and then simply click and drag. And now I have an arrow, and now suddenly I have a new contextual tab called Shape Format, which is going to give me an option to change the shape outline, the color, the thickness, etc. So I'll go ahead and make that this nice purple color. That's Capobianco's favorite color, and I'll make the weight a little bit thicker, and you can't miss it. Let's go ahead and reorient that. Beautiful. Now we have a very nice interactive chart. When you're working with your graphics, really the most important thing is to show all of your data. And that's really the purpose of charts, to be able to present them and to really illustrate your point. And many times you're going to be illustrating and reporting within PowerPoint. So let's just see how we can use both PowerPoint and Excel in a collaborative way so we can take the work that we've done in Excel and bring it into PowerPoint. Now, because they're all Microsoft programs, they do make it very nice and easy because they are kind of sharing the same DNA. You'll see what I mean in just a little bit. So let's just work with both our pie chart and our column chart to be able to do that. So very simply, I have my pie chart here, and I'm just going to right click in this white space here. Make sure you understand that we're kind of in this sort of neutral area. I right click on there, and very simply, I'm just going to choose copy. Now, I happen to have an empty PowerPoint open. I suggest you do this for your practice. So I'm going to go to that empty PowerPoint deck. And now from here, I'm just going to paste it. Now notice over here you have this paste option in the upper left. You'll also notice if you click on the drop down, you have different paste options you can explore. And I'm going to show you that in just a little bit. Okay, but for right now I'm just going to choose paste, and now this appears. Now, whether you realize it or not, something pretty magical has happened. I have my chart here, that's great. I can resize it, pretty amazing. I love that. It looks exactly, for the most part, how I created it inside of Excel. But what you may have noticed already is the fact that I now have my chart design and my format tab available in PowerPoint. So remember, I saw these same options in Excel. Now I'm seeing them in PowerPoint. Kind of amazing. So if I decided that I didn't like this look and feel, I can very easily do that. So I can go ahead and just say change color, and then notice how it changes colors. That's great. And I can also do some other things like editing the data. If I wanted to edit the data and just say change my numbers right there, I can do that. If the data is getting updated someplace else and you just need to refresh the data, you can do that. You can change the chart type. Pretty much everything that we learned in the Excel component, we can do in the PowerPoint component, including now, let's go over here to format. So go here to format, and I'm going to choose Curtis from yellow. I'm going to make Curtis a different color altogether. Let's make Curtis this bright red. Beautiful, love that. And then once again, I can also go over here to my chart design and then work with all my different chart titles, data labels, legend, all that good stuff if I wanted to. Let's go and have a legend up on the top. Let's go ahead and resize it. The same exact set of options and the same exact processes as we saw in our Excel component. Okay, now let's go ahead and do it for our column charts, and let's just add on some levels of complexity. So I'm going to go back to Excel. I'm going to go back to my original column chart that I created, and now I'm just going to copy this. Once again, I'm going to right click, choose copy, and I'm going to come back to PowerPoint. Now this time I'm going to choose from my little paste drop down a set of options here, because I want you to notice we have this use destination theme and embed workbook. Well, what is the destination theme? What does that even mean? Well, currently I'm in PowerPoint, and every PowerPoint you work with, it has its own theme. So if you're working with a different theme inside of Excel and you bring in your chart, it may have a different look and feel to it because the themes are different. So we'll go ahead and explore that. But what does embed mean? Well, embed means it's not going to be linked, meaning that if I make changes in that original data, it will not be synchronized with my PowerPoint deck. So let's go ahead and see what other options we have here. We have keep source formatting, meaning where it's coming from in Excel, and embed the workbook. So depending on what format you want to keep, you'll make the choice between these two. But both of them are embed. One of them is keeping the source formatting, and the other one is keeping the destination theme. For this one, we have use the destination theme, meaning the theme that's in PowerPoint, and then linking the data. Or we have keeping the source formatting and linking the data. Well, I like the format that I did so much in Excel that I want to keep that, and that would be the source formatting. And I do want the data to be synchronized, live, and dynamic, so I am going to link the data. Okay, so that's what I'm going to choose. But this one is just going to be a picture. It's going to be static, and it cannot be modified, just so you understand that. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that one. And you can see I have the exact same colors. Now, if I had a different theme on this one and I wanted to capture that theme, I would choose one of those other options for the destination theme. Beautiful, love that. Now, let's go and see what we have as far as our chart design options. And this time, I'm going to, in fact, edit the data right here on the fly. Well, notice here I have this option to edit the data, and I have a drop down right here. And I can either edit the data right here on the fly, right here in PowerPoint, or I can have Excel open up and then I can make the changes in Excel. Really depends on what you're comfortable with. Now, because Excel is currently open right now in my computer, when I choose this, it's going to pop right up to my original data, and I can go over to here to that data and I can make some major changes. Now, let's go ahead and add Barker and give Parker a pretty big jump so we can see it significantly. I'm going to say 3,000. And now I'm going to come back to my chart within PowerPoint. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the big jump. Here is Barker with 3,000. And then you can see his column now reflects that. So it is living. So in case somebody else is in fact operating on your data and then you are just receiving it, this can be really helpful because it already is linking up. If you wanted to refresh it, you might be the one also in charge of doing your data. Very easy, even though you brought it into PowerPoint, which is seemingly a completely different program. It doesn't matter because they are alive, they are linking, they are syncing. So really nice, really special, very powerful, and making you much more efficient, more creative, and more productive overall. And then being able to present your data and report on your data in a very visual and easy to understand format is so compelling and so important.
What was your favorite part of this tutorial? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Visit the Simon Says It channel, explore our videos and training sessions, and decide what you want to learn next.